You can't turn yourself into a money machine unless you have people. Now, how are you going to get, and you don't just want people. Let's talk about, a bullseye. What is the ultimate? What kind of people do you want in here? You want motivated people. You don't want just sludge people, minimum wage, just going through the motion. You have to check on them, and they're essentially like prisoners that you're out on the chain gang somewhere that can't wait to lay down when you're not looking. You want people that are energized, motivated. In other words, they've got that internal motivation. They have their own reasons for being there. They're excited. They're going places. It's going to pay. They see how this is going to pay off for them in their life being there. And no matter if they're on a commission, they're on salary, or a combination of salary plus commission plus bonus, whatever, regardless of how they're getting paid, they have their entrepreneurial spirit going because they're there because they want to be there. They're in essence see themselves in business for themselves. They're getting a payoff, and that gives you the right kind of people to build with. Those are the kind of people it's worth to put the extra effort in because they've got a long-term view. See, they're in it for the long haul. They see this paying off, not just paycheck to paycheck, week to week, but the long haul. So that's the kind of person you want to get. The situation you've got to deal with is, first of all, you've got to get them, and then you've got to keep them. It's not just getting, it's keeping them, and keeping is not good enough. It's a matter of also keeping them excited, motivated, so they have their motivation high energy level, and so you want to attract them, you want to develop them, and you want to keep them moving forward. So let's look at it this way. This is the attraction process. So look around your office. Look at yourself. Maybe you need to get a new shirt. Maybe you need to, to clean yourself up. Maybe you need to get that nose hair clipper out and, clean your little butt up. Get the, I can't believe people that have, they look like they got a grass field growing out of their ear. Folks, get yourself looking like something. Get a smile on your face. Tell yourself a joke. Be attractive. Have some energy. Have a little where people want to be around you. Read a book, for goodness sake. Get a little buzz about yourself, and then take an interest in other people. Keep things moving. This is a matter of you want to keep them, but you want to keep them. You can't keep them unless you follow through on the things you talked to when you brought them in. You got to keep working on developing them. You develop. And new challenges, new excitements, new things to do and talk about and to accomplish as a company. You keep people challenged. That's the develop. And you keep them actually motivated. You keep them growing. If you don't want your business, if you want to have a money machine, that money machine operates under the same things that you're going to be operating on in all areas of life, and that is if you're not growing, you're dying. So if you want to keep your business growing, you have to keep your people growing. So you want to get people in, and you want to get them, have them motivated, entrepreneurial spirit and all of that. But you want to keep that going, and you want to keep them excited. That's your challenge. Now, how are you going to do that? Well, there is a very simple, obvious way you do that, and you do it with a thing we call meetings. And you're going to have all kinds of size of meetings. You'll have the one-on-ones. You'll have the small group. You use all of these things to work. You'll have your medium and your large as you get bigger. Different meetings for different type things. But they'll fall into two major categories. One will be, if we're thinking of the factory, right here, we have the factory that we talked about the other day, well, that in part 2, and you have people in here, and you've got them moving through the system, and then eventually graduating out, running their own thing. What was the thing that it all started with? It started with this big cloud of new people coming in, prospects. See? Well, your first meeting relates to that. Your first meeting is the attraction meeting. The first meeting is for attracting. It is the prospecting. It is the opportunity type thing. And you can do these one-on-one, meeting people individually in the office, out and about in the world. You could meet them in small groups, little teams of them together, families together, friends together, whatever kind of small group. Or you can put groups together in businesses and whatever kind of association. But you can have big expansion meetings periodically when you're going into a new area. The more creative and clever and the more variety of these things you have, the more results you're going to get. So you get, you can call these are opportunity meetings. They're expansion meetings, letting people know, hey, there's an opportunity here. There is a thing going on that you might not be aware of. Now, what's the purpose of this meeting? The purpose of these meetings, all of this right here, is to not just get them to say, I want to join up, I want to turn in some papers, I want to get into your business, kind of like joining a club, and they'll sit there like sitting in a chair, just occupy space, breathe, and not do anything. You want them to get in, and you want a light to get that motivation. You want to light their pilot light. You want to get them excited. You want to get them to see that this is a chance of something great for them. That's the purpose of meeting number one. I'm running out of time, and so I'm not going to get into meeting number two on this video, but essentially comes into two styles of meeting. The first one is all about getting them in, and getting them in with the right framework, ready to hit the ground running. If you don't get them in kind of pre-programmed for success, for doing things because they know this is going to pay off for them, you're really fighting a losing battle. The second meeting, we'll talk about that on the next video, but the second meeting has to do with all of what happens in here. So you can stay in control of controlling the motivation and not just let them drift and hope that on their own they stay motivated, stay focused, and stay moving forward. It allows you to keep the fire hot underneath here. That's what that second meeting is all about. We'll talk about that on the next video. But you can't, for you to take and make your dream a reality, the way you build your money machine, the way you make it, you create it, you build it, you keep it humming, is meetings. It's when you get people together and you share ideas and you keep them unified and focused and moving in the direction you want them to move in. So it's real simple. You got to have meetings. And it pretty much comes down to two kinds. That's the first meeting. This is the first one here. Get people into your factory, and then the second one is to keep them excited and moving through. So let's go over the next video, and we'll talk about that second meeting.